Welcome back to the MC65 podcast, where we explore the world of Microsoft technologies, talking to people, they building future of enterprise IT. Today's guest is Elliot Margot, Microsoft MVP for Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Studio, team lead for Jumpstart, Copilot agent at Video, and one of the experts helping enterprise is move to AI from existing demonstration to productive ready business solution. We'll explore multi-agent architecture, Microsoft Copilot Studio, enterprise rack, MCP integrations, governance, security, and so on and so on and so on. I hope we get all done. Yeah, if you're building Microsoft Copilot solutions or wondering how to move beyond simple chatbots into intelligent enterprise agents, this episode is for you. So let's start. Welcome, Elliot.
Thank you. Great intro. Loved it. First time.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into the Microsoft technology?
I started Microsoft. I started very young using Microsoft and everything, as most people have. First computer was also running on Windows, and really started working with Copilot and everything 2.5 years ago. Before I got into generative AI, I was already a product owner for insurance chatbots.
Hmm.
And I really wanted to move into Gen AI and start implementing and really build solutions. So I switched job and really started doing that. So I started at 27 as a junior consultant. It was a bit of a rough transition, but it was a lot of fun. And big steep learning curve. And I like learning. I like learning fast. So I put a little bit of my own into it. And 2 years later, here I am. A year ago, I started leading the team for all that is integration, governance, use case, hackathon, workshops, agentathon as well, and famous promptathons now that they have so many different names for it, so many different variants. But yeah, so that's my little journey through it.
Yeah, you working in your company are or I don't know. You leading the Microsoft Jumpstart program. What exactly is Jumpstart?
So Jumpstart is pretty wide. Um, it's anything to do, well, essentially, it's Microsoft official acceleration program. It changed this year. It's called Frontier Accelerator. It's fully funded by Microsoft for eligible enterprise customers. So engagements are organized in essentially in 5, 6 places. So you inspire Copilot use to collaborators. You assess the level that's currently in the company. You design solution, then you build them. You do workshops. You do rollouts. No, it's not so much ACM, which is nice. Don't like acting as a level one service desk, but essentially, it's this part is great. And
Yeah.
finally, you have a little bit of everything. The team operates with AI native tooling, MCPs, and everything that help us be on top. And we try to inspire, do demos, and really bring Copilot to organizations.
Yeah, yeah. It's just sometimes I have a little bit problems with the naming convention by Microsoft.
Everything's
There
named Copilot.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's sometimes it's a little bit hard to yeah, have an overview. But, how did you, especially in Copilot stuff, how did you not get overwhelmed with all these updates?
Um, I do. There's a lot, but there are ways to cope to find information and so on. I built my own little workflow, which sends every day at 9 a little information from anything from, and I have to get it back because it's so big. So it goes from anything from Microsoft Copilot Studio to M365 Copilot and apps, agents, cowork, frontier program, extensibility, SDKs, work IQ, governance, Foundry, Power Platform. and then the entire M365 suite, so like Teams, Outlook, Office apps, Viva, Loop, and etc. So I would love to share my screen, but and show you the workflow. But essentially, every
Yeah.
day,
That's only, but you can I can invite you to the MC65 live stream podcast. Or so then we can look a little bit more into
okay.
it. But uh, you work at I don't know Whitebo or
Yeah, Witivio. It comes from the English word wit, then wit ivio, and then the start was the name domain name, which was all the craze was .io, so it was witiv.io, and then it changed to Vitivio.
okay. And it's called AI Solutions for Microsoft 65. The
Right.
agent suite for 365. What exactly did you do, or what did the company do?
So we've got it's quite large. We mostly do service now, but we also have products. So like products for Teams, Teams app. We also went into the custom co-pilots. So we have got a few co-pilots. Like my first demo was about mermaids. And I was like, I told VTO that that would be great if we could have that in the agent store and sell it to customers. So like a co-pilot agent, which only does diagrams and stuff. So we do have on-shelf products, but we do mostly service custom stuff for big companies.
Yeah, your company sits in France, and you're living in the Switzerland.
Yes. So we got most of the team in France, and we got a few people in Switzerland, including the CEO. So it's being a little bit international of a country. You're
Yeah,
European.
yeah, South Texas.
Yeah.
Joke, joke. Yeah, there is a topic, and a lot of enterprises use AI. I say, yeah, they try to use AI. Um, why is especially in enterprises the uses of AI so I say yeah hard from your perspective?
Um, because they want to be able to know what goes on with the agents, and that's the governance part. And governance is very hard because it's very big. Every different agent you want to implement has a different way to track. You want to be able to find the thing that you can implement and not touch for the next 2 years, which is unfortunately not very realistic because it evolves so quickly. So it's a full-time job for people, for administrators, which system admins, which have to keep up and everything. And it's not even their primary job most of the time. So it's very much always staying on top, being able to follow everything that goes on, knowing that nothing is leaked, that the DLP, data loss protection prevention policies, are solid and in place, and that's the hardest thing to put in place.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love the governance topic, but um, I think a little bit about when we talk about AI. Um, I try to figure out what I mean, but um, I think the best question for this is why should companies focus beef on governance and compliance and security before they start?
Um, it's a bit, I want to say, ironic. You can't see the results of the governance you put in place if you don't start. So you kind of have to start while building it. Um, the companies who learn the quickest are companies who do it themselves and aren't scared to, I want to say, get wet a little bit in the pool. Because it's, yeah, as I said, you can't really get information out of it without without having, yeah, without having data.
Yeah,
So governance is important to set up, but if you focus too much on it at the start, um, you're losing time that you can learn on the job, kind of, and it's a shame, because you can't really learn something without doing it.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I think that this is, yeah, I think a lot of companies doing it. They say, "Oh," I know it from my companies I work for. They say, "Oh, damn AI, we don't use it because it's not secure," and so on. And the other side, the companies I have, "Oh, we activate it for all the people," and yeah, don't give a fuck on something like
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
enabling. This is really really funny. I think. Um, so I think a little bit about when I go to as consultant, I go. I don't know why yeah. Oh no. I changed it. We have two parts. We have the guys they like to use AI, and we have the guys. Oh, that's killed my job. I don't like to use it. Um, and I say, or what? How did you? Yeah, this is cool. How did you sell the AI to their executive sponsors?
Um, it's not easy because you've got two facets. You've got the first facet, which is like it's going to have a good ROI, it's going to improve efficiency, but it's not going to steal jobs. If you want something that's going to do the job of somebody, you're not looking at a salary. You're looking at a little bit more than a salary, because it needs to run the entire time. It's going to cost you a lot, and even nowadays with the newer models and like the Chinese models, Kimi, which you can host locally, it still takes a lot of electricity to run. Um, so the biggest question isn't so much the ROI at some point. It's kind of the wow effect, and
Mm,
also the how much time it's going to save me.
mm,
So it's a little bit of the ROI, but it's a lot of the wow effect.
mm.
And that's kind of the angle that I push. So let's take, for example, a IT help desk agent.
Yeah.
You know, you've got like 50 people, okay, maybe not 50 people. You've got like 5 people working IT help desk level one. They take like 13,000 tickets a year, maybe.
Mm.
And let me actually do some math on the side so I don't go something completely crazy. So you got 10 people, and these 10 people do 15,000 tickets. So that's 1,500 tickets per user per
Mm,
year. Um, so that's quite a lot of tickets. So if your goal is to say, okay, let's reduce that by 10%. So one ticket takes you, let's say, twin let's be realistic a little bit. It takes you 30 minutes, right?
mm,
So 30 minutes is still about like average wage, let's say like $20. So $20 for a ticket. If you reduce just 15,000 tickets, that's 20 times, don't need a calculator for that. That's 30,000 per year. So you already have like a little good thing, and then it really depends what kind of model you want to use behind. Is it Are you okay with winning money? Are you okay with optimizing the workforce so you can take a bigger model which can give a better quality? Um, and the goal is kind of also to make sure that they understand everything that goes with it. The executives understand everything in the back.
yeah, yeah,
Transparency and trust.
yeah. I find this really really interesting because I use the Microsoft Clarity on my page, and I
Mhm.
see I have nearly 30,100 and so on AI citations, and that means every minute it's answered 21 questions. So this is amazing. Uh, I don't know. And then it's only 1 minute when we see or when we think you can answer a question from a client in 1 minute, you need 21 dudes. So did you think we losing jobs with AI, or is it you get more efficient?
I don't think we're going to lose jobs with AI. I think the kind of well, that's my own opinion, but I think the we're gonna replace the workforce with AI was kind of the sales pitch. It wasn't the goal. AI is, as we've seen the trend, it's always getting more and more expensive. It's not getting cheaper at some point because you still need the hardware to run it, the electricity, the infrastructure, the water, and it's going to make people have more time for things, but it's still going to be expensive. So you need to find the right the right way to explain that as well. And I think that's also where it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think sometimes what we not discuss is with AI. AI can seduce external knowledge, but they don't have the internal knowledge about processing, about I don't know about the code from a SaaS company or how the I don't know the refrigerator or the door works. So that's I think yeah, people become more efficient. Um, and there, I think there are a lot of people actively outside and say, "Oh, I run my own company with multi-agent stuff." So, um, why did this multi-agent systems becoming one of the hottest topic in AI? What did you think?
So let's do a little example of an agent that builds a PowerPoint slide, a PowerPoint deck. There's going to be many errors in that on the first shot. You need to go back in. You need to improve it. It's going to take tokens. It's going to take your time, and you do it once, it takes a bunch of time. You do it twice, it takes less time. You do it 100 times, it takes almost zero because you automate the process. Um, what if you can have one agent that creates the slide, another that audits the slide? So you have like a marketing executive, you have a UX designer, you have a developer, you have a product manager, all of these different personalities that look at the slide, give feedback, and it auto improves. And that's kind of where the multi-agent system comes into play, in my opinion. It's kind of the self-healing, self-improvement system. Um, and I think that's a little bit where we're heading.
Yeah, this is interesting. So my question is then, why we have all the specialized agents don't build a big universal, I don't know, brain that's yeah knows all.
Um, because it's easier to sell. If I mean, if you're a company that makes only agents for medical,
Hmm.
you're going to have to go to doctors, go to hospitals, and say, I've got this. And there aren't as many hospitals as there are companies, but you make generalist doctors, you'll be able to sell it as a first maybe input. You make cardiologist, it's going to be very specific. Same thing for general LLMs. Um, instead of like specific pre-trained, fine-tuned and stuff like that. There's a market, there's just less of a market. So they have to be more expensive. It's more expensive to train, it takes time, it takes effort. It maybe some also take more compute. And I think that's why kind of general all knowing, well, they say they're all knowing, at least till they hallucinate, kind of sells better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have you say medical. I have a really cool example. There's a company, Ambos. They started as a company that yeah helps people in yeah in doctors and nurses and so on. And now they have all the studies and find yeah, anomalies like okay, in the studies, all the people have I don't know eat eggs and the blood pressure going down when people. This is really cool. I think yeah. So but hmm, I think a little bit about it and one thing to do this really cool, it's orchestration. What orchestration patterns have proven most successful from your perspective?
Um, it really depends, but I think the biggest factor is being able to communicate well what you want, being able to describe exactly what you want, the workflow you want to design, and being a good communication person. That was not good communication. But being able to express yourself in a direct and straight manner without being ambiguous about what you want, that's the best orchestration that you can have. It doesn't matter if you use Crew or LangChain or something else. As long as you don't describe what you want to do, the tasks of every single agent in your workflow, it's useless.
Mm.
You go to the top right and you press bin.
Yeah, when we talk about AI, we all talk about large language model, how good they are, compare it, and so on. But there are some basics. I think in machine learning, and one topic, it's a RAG. So, um, how will you explain RAG, and how did you see the development of RAG, especially when we talk about agentic RAG?
Um, that's a very wide topic, but you can think of RAG as you've got a library of books. Each book has a title, it has a specific color, and then you start adding what we call meta tags, meta information. So you start adding a tag like science fiction, the themes, the stuff like that, and you start building a little bit of an information base about what it's about. So that way, the agent, when you ask, where's the but like a question about HR, like when is my next holiday? It knows that it needs to go get the book about HR, and kind of that one. It doesn't go into operations or something like that.
Mm.
And that's probably the easiest way to describe it. But the evolution of RAG has, in my opinion, not done leaps. It improved and everything, but still, you go find the H1, you go find the header 2, header 3, you look for keywords in something. Maybe there's some indexing that is done before, notably like with the metadata and stuff like that. If you go to my website and talk to my agent, it's able to like guide you through the pages and everything because I did the indexing and stuff like that. But I'm not sure I can answer your question quickly and still have time for everything else.
It's yeah, this was a cool overview. But what did you think? How important are metadata, and how handled right?
I didn't understand the end. Sorry. How?
Um, how important is metadata, and how to handle it right?
Ah, metadata is key because if you don't, let's take a, let's go into Copilot Studio. If you take a Copilot Studio and add SharePoint base, knowledge base, um, you add PDFs which are full text, doesn't have any headers, doesn't have any information. Um, if you go into the settings and play around a little bit, you can see that there are specific settings that you can add so that it's indexed better. So, for example, you can add a new column and put description. You can add a new column and put language. And with those parameters, it's able to, if somebody speaks with it in Chinese, simplified Chinese, it's able to go to the right document that's already in Chinese. It doesn't have to translate it and retranslate it behind. Um, so it's important not only for quick retrieval, but also token optimization. So optimizing your costs and everything long term.
Mm.
So good data, good output, bad data, bad output
Mm.
to stay PG.
Yeah, it's yeah, AI it's a particular calculator for bad data, I think. It works very well.
Yeah.
Um, um, so I think about Excel version 13, version I don't know X approved. Um, w- how can we handle um, versioning effectively?
The most simple thing is you crush the old version. um, but if you want to have a history and everything, that's not the right place to put everything. If you put everything into a rag a place where you're gonna do the rag, it needs to be the thing that you're ready to go to production. So if you've got a V19 and a V12, sorry, V19 and V20 with a document
Re-
in your production rag environment where you're gonna go get information, you really need to have the V19 somewhere else and the V20 really in your production place. Um, Again, it could get the 19 and put out the information, or the 20, and you're kind of taking risk. And also, the agent is going to look at both and go, "Oh, this is newer," and it's going to consume more tokens, and your costs are going to go up again. So, really, good data management is key.
Yeah, and I think when we talk about RAG, what role does chunking play?
Um, I want to say chunking is great, but it doesn't always get the right information depending on how your data is made. So if you take like a 150-page PDF, it's going I don't know. Different chunkings have different ways. Maybe it takes every third word. Maybe it takes every second paragraph. And it misses like the key thing in the middle because it skipped something. Um, some real fan of like having good metadata, tagging your information well, having a little description. Like in this PDF, you will find the HR policy about abscesses and sick leave, and then the other one says you will find absences and maternity leave. Um, and that way you have keywords in your description which can match easily, and then it knows it goes here. Um, but yet, I'm not a big fan of chunking documents.
Yeah, keywords. So one of the hardest keyword is actually MCP. So I have repeated for Google sometimes MCP, MCP, MCP. Well, joke. MCP becomes one of the most discussed AI standard. What
Mhm.
is MC? What is MCP?
So to put it simply, you've got multiple APIs, so you've got multiple endpoints you can call. For example, let's take your fridge. Let's go into reality. Your fridge has multiple levels. Um, so you go level one, level two, level three, level four, and you can go into any of the levels and pick yogurt. For Americans, you can pick out eggs. We keep them outside, maybe not with this heat, and so on. An MCP would enable an agent to, instead of you plugging everything at once
Mm,
and having to scan every level at once, it
mm,
goes, okay, I've got all the levels that are available, and I know exactly where to find things. I don't have to look again every time through everything.
yeah, yeah. And why is MCP so important for enterprise AI?
Because it's something that regroups multiple APIs, multiple levels of the fridge, and you can just plug it into something instead of having to plug every single level at one time. So it's just a bundle of tools you can call, different refrigerator levels, and really just have something that's secure, authentified, instead of,
Mm,
again, authentifying every single level. It's like having a camera in front of your fridge with facial recognition, so it will open for you instead of having one every level and going, "Can I take this yogurt out?" And goes, "Hmm, it's not you, but you already opened the fridge."
yeah, yeah. So, um, a lot of people don't understand the different between traditional APIs and MCP. What is the real difference?
So the real difference is traditional API. You don't necessarily have a description for it.
Mm,
So it doesn't know what's in it, when to call it, how to use it.
mm,
Um, if you were to make multiple APIs for writing emails, you would maybe have one to draft an email, another one to send an email. So you would have to explain how to use them. In a description, you can put, for example, use HTML to draft the email. Don't use M dash. Don't forget the accents. Maybe not very valid in English. um, but you're able to bundle your information well so that the agent knows how to use the tool effectively and really customize it a lot more than you could just do with one single endpoint.
mm, mm,
And again, it's bundled already, it's fixed, so it's easier to plug and play.
mm. I think one topic it's not the sexiest in the world, but a lot of companies have to talk about governance, security, and trust in AI systems. So uh, when we start with governance, what governance should organizations establish before they deploying AI agents?
Um, Microsoft agents?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Agent 365 license. um, but seriously, without that license, you like lose security information and stuff like that, which is critical.
Sure.
Um, being able to take an hour before you start deploying agents and familiarize yourself with admin 365, the Copilot interface, where your data goes, purview, clarity, all that kind of ecosystem. At least being familiar with it, knowing where to look, information, preferably connecting your favorite AI agent to Microsoft MCP Learn so that you can ask it quickly, where do I find this information? And goes find and goes, ah, you can find it here. And that will save you a lot of time in the long run. So kind of preparing yourself mentally and preparing the terrain for everything that comes afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not okay. We are on the bad topics, so let's not talk about the most. I think most hated topic, data loss prevention (DLP). How can we handle this in Copilot Studio?
So it's Power Platform DLPs that you set up for the environment itself. So for example, what I recommend is if you're gonna have a Copilot agent that goes outside of Microsoft. So for example, it does HTTP requests. You pass through an app, which and that app only is allowed to use this or that, and it can't decide to go query MSN weather or like try to send many payloads to your bank or something that could be dangerous. Um, Maybe you want to remove a Mailchimp if it's not in your scope. Really keep the scope small. Um, so that you're not able to use things that you shouldn't be able to. So if your use case is an agent that helps your productivity by summarizing your day from Teams, your meetings, your emails, then you only leave Teams, Outlook, and I forgot the third one. But the point is there. You really put a small scope to it, um, so that it can't be out. And if you've got another use case, you create a new environment and you create a new DLP for it.
Mm, let me drop a tool in the conversation. Microsoft View.
Absolutely, that too. Um, but that's more global DLP than just Copilot Studio DLP, which is on Power Platform. But absolutely, Purview is key. Making sure that you're just really dumb, but keeping your sensitivity labels on documents. If you've got something that's classified secret or confidential, maybe you don't want your agents to have access, like personal HR documents. Uh, have them well classified and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I today I have a really good day because I have a guest before. He built the master over, and the other topic I really love is It's yeah, it's the EGR you work for. Can you a little bit,
DGR, it doesn't ring a bell.
or it's ITER? I don't know how to pronounce it right.
You mean Shell, the company?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No, no, I haven't worked for them yet.
Ah, okay, okay. Then I was wrong for my yeah, for my research. Sorry for this. But you also built a multi-tenant agent for Generali. I hope I'm right.
Yeah, so multi-tenant agents are kind of fun, especially for big holding companies where they have like maybe like a holding company and then multiple little subsidiaries. Um, and yeah, no, those are absolutely fun, especially when it comes to finance and stuff like that, where they have to report everything up, and you have to make sure that the agent understands everything and is able to enter the right information or update the right information.
Mm,
And when you've got one holding company with like 150 subsidiaries, um, it gets very much quick and intense very quickly.
mm, yeah, yeah. Uh, Microsoft has this Power Platform, and everyone is now a developer. We call citizens a developer.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah. um, how did you think the citizen development has changed yeah, development, and especially AI development?
I think that there are two things. A little bit back, you were able to ask ChatGPT or your LLM, how do I build this? Help me build this. And it would tell you, oh, yeah, first you have your trigger, you go when an email arrives, resume the email with like a Copilot Studio that you invoke, and then send me a message in Teams saying, you got a new email, this is what it's about, it's not urgent or it's urgent. Three steps, very quick. Um, Now it goes a little bit further where people aren't really building their own flows anymore, where they log in with Azure CLI, and you're able to build the flows with Claude or with VS Code with GitHub Copilot, and it goes and plans. Okay, you want to do this? Oh, I understand the scope, and I'm going to build it for you. And it goes into your tenant, your environment where you access, where you're the owner of it. So like a personal developer environment. And it's able to say, okay, I'm going to build it for you. It builds it. And most of the time you need to relog, correct a few things, add connections, but it gets much easier to build something on a literally no code solution
Mm,
because you're not really building it anymore. You're just saying what you want to build,
mm,
and it's like vibe coding,
mm,
but kind of more vibe building, if you get
mm.
my drift.
Eh, eh, it's like yeah, it's I think I don't like the word, but prompt engineering was one of the hardest job uh, for I don't know 3 years, and now everyone should do it. But what, from your perspective, what makes I say a wide coded AI app? w- How did you check if it's production ready? Have you a checklist? What you do?
No, it really depends on the use case and what it's supposed to do. But automating the tests. So you got like, for example, a big file where you just send a bunch of prompts and look at the outputs. And also, and I guess I can't stress this enough, but manually testing the things you build is key to building something that is stable. If you just trust AI to monitor AI without you ever checking, that is how, like, for example, the latest GPT model gets out of their sandbox and starts going to Hugging Face and hugging their face and stuff like that. It's very much important that you check what goes on with what you build. It's not, oh, I built it, ChatGPT or Claude or GitHub Copilot agent tells me it's fine, it runs, it's going to work in production. I trust it. I'm not going to do anything. Testing manually is very important. So that you can say, yes, it's going to work. And when you say yes, you are 100% sure that it will work.
Awesome, awesome. Um, there's one thing I see. It's the RFP agent. Can you tell a little bit about this?
Absolutely. So AFP agent is an agent that automates purchases from 2 to 50K. So the user says what they want to buy. It redacts the RFP proposal, the documentation for it, and it sends the emails. After that, the suppliers respond. You receive the offers, the questions, and so on, and you get everything analyzed with the GPT model. Different GPT models specialized for different things, and the user just has to look at what comes in, the offers, the questions, response to the questions. Of course, the question is already here's the proposed response by the AI, um, and you just modify it a little bit, press send, sends the response, and until the deadline of the RFP. On the deadline, you select um, the supplier winner. If you want to organize meetings to like discuss their offers, you can, and then you select it. Emails go out. You were selected. You were not selected, and that's it.
Yeah, what I think it's really cool, you become with the RFP agent an official Microsoft customer success story.
Yes,
That's
that was my first project actually. So it was
oh
a big first project.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What have you learned on the side on have you done this project?
Um, Power Automate can be very tricky. That's the first thing I learned. From loops to variables to compose actions to data manipulation.
Mm,
At the start, I would use AI Builder to kind of help me manipulate data. And then I got really into Power Ethics. And for those who do anything on the Power Platform, Power Ethics is great to help you optimize flows. It's much faster and it's also a lot cheaper.
mm.
So it's just being able to manipulate data well. And I really love JSON now.
Yeah, I hope the programming language, not the killer.
No, not the person.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Um, when we look a little bit into the future, what did you think is is the Copilot Studio, or I use more AI Foundry, will it cancel a lot of jobs, and what skills I should learn that I don't lose my job?
How to build skills. That is the number one skill you should be able to do. And it's something that has never changed in humanity, I think. Communication. Being able to communicate clearly, being able to say what you want to do, being able to doesn't matter if you can draw or like a little diagram and stuff, as long as you're able to put it on paper or in a prompt now, in prompt box, to actually explain what you want to do, communication is key. If you're not good at communication, it's going to be very hard for you to communicate effectively with the agents what you want to do and so on. Explain the use case you want to be able to build that will improve efficiency, your job, and everything.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, except that AI literacy is very important as well. Not necessarily understanding how the model works and able to explain what goes on behind, but being able to use it. So being able to understand what an MCP is, what the skills are, um, able to trigger your workflows automatically, stuff like that. That really helps you a lot. Um, like my project manager, we got project managers, but I like to have a little AI project manager always by my side that does, for example, all the annoying things, like
mm.
trying to find a meeting time with people. So, are you available at that time? No, I'm available at that time. Oh, how about this time? And you get like sometimes you get like 15 emails switching between you two, and I was like, Yes, automate this. Let's automate it. So all this annoying things, being able to kind of be entrepreneurial as well, and seeing, okay, that's a pain. And I really want to be able to improve this. Um, and I really like the four P's. So like the four P's with your the pain and everything. So like the four P's in marketing are product, price, place, and promotion, but it's more product, price, pain, and promotion for AI. So
What?
you find the pain, you find the price, you find the right you find the right product to build it in, you find the pricing, and then you promote it. But everything goes from the pain, and that's very much like entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I know it. I'm also an entrepreneur, but yeah, yeah. There's something you say skills. And shame on me. I never have used Copilot Studio yet. I'm the AI Foundry guy, so there's something a lot of new stuff like work IQ, Copilot agents, and what else? The skills and so on. What happened here? What's going on?
So before Work IQ, you had like Graph, and I'm sure a lot of people know of Graph. Graph is
Yeah.
the API you can query on the tenants, and it was again a single API. It wasn't packaged. It wasn't application intelligence. And Work IQ kind of came and was like, we got MCPs, we got everything packaged nicely for AI. It's just plug and play, and that's what's going on. It's going and making the train AI ready for everything.
Uh, awesome. So I'll sometimes lose. I am a little bit overwhelmed with all these new Copilot
Absolutely.
updates. What I do, it's only I say, okay, hey, Copilot, pack me the in all the new I follow. Look at my LinkedIn, look at my YouTube, and make me 50 minutes pre-write. So yeah, um, but what I really interesting, or I think that's really interesting in the future. Did you think will every business operate multi agents?
No, but I think every agent will at least operate one agent. Um, and if not every business, at least part of the employees will use AI to help them in the day to day. Um, and a lot of people still don't use AI in their daily life or are starting to get used to it even now. Um, and it is a good way to one see the capabilities, see where's the fun a little bit. Go okay, create me a montage of my date for this weekend. I took pictures. Um, use something to create sounds, etc. And you can have a lot of fun with it while learning. But people really need to get used to it, I think. And you don't need to go with Opus 5 or like the most expensive M dash to actually get something out of it. Small agents like GPT 4.1 can already do quite a lot of summarizing and stuff like that. You don't need large language models always. Small language models are also very useful. Um, if it's a little workflow where you need to summarize your emails coming in, you don't need to use something which costs like 15 or $20 per million token. Um, you can use like GPT 5 mini, 5.5 mini, etc., and just get something small going. Where it cost like I think on Foundry was like 55 cents per million token. Um, so yeah, really being able to know what you want to do, adapt it, and I think in the future, it's people are really going to use it a lot more, and especially agents are starting to email each other. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've ever seen this. I'm starting to see it at work, especially for the meeting thing. Um, and yeah, it's pretty funny because AI agents are like organizing our calendar and just informing you, yeah, you got a meeting tomorrow. All right, cool, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this token is getting so expensive in last time. I think for Claude, it's oh damn fuck! I have spent so many money. So I have two accounts on Azure. One account is a sponsored startup account with 150,000 Azure credits, and the other is with 5,000. And I say, okay, I think for cybersecurity, I have built a tool what should explain why these cybersecurity issues came from. So it's
Mhm.
built up to, I think, 1,300 companies with nearly 20 employees per company. And I have, I think I have there was not I have take Claude, but not the newest version, and it's worked so hard. And after some time they say, "Oh, your tokens are gone in 2 days." 250,000. Yeah, okay, Microsoft they pay it. It's okay. But yeah, this was really hard. And then I have
Yeah.
tried my own small language model, and it was only I think 600 euro I have spent. So this is so amazing as a small, or I say, I think the word I don't like the word small language model. I like the word special language model because yeah, it's doing so great jobs, and especially in AI Foundry. Have we also? I don't know. I never was a Copilot studio. I'm sorry for this. Uh, I have to better prepare. But is there also an option to use small language models in Copilot Studio?
Yeah, you got GPT 4.1. So you've got three billing levels in Copilot Studio. You've got default, standard, and premium. So like default is like 4.1. And then premium is like Opus or GPT-5 reasoning, and then standard is like GPT 5.5 chat or Sonnet 4.6. And yeah, you need to kind of juggle everything, making sure you get the right model for a heavy workflow and stuff like that. And I think and on token consumption, I think the biggest mistake is kind of telling your agent to never call me, always try to do it until the end, because it can like loop infinitely trying to do something. And I don't know if you've ever had this, but I woke up one morning with a 900 franc bill, which is like $800 on a Monday morning, right when I woke up. So yes, because I made that mistake to like, oh, it's fine. This is a simple workflow. We can do it easily. Um, yeah. So auto learning, auto healing, and being able to say I'm stuck, and sends you an email or something, going, you need to take a look at this. I'm stopping here because I'm like finding errors or something. Um, is a great way to not have those early morning bad
Yeah.
days.
This is a great way to start the morning with this kind of bill. So yeah,
It's okay. Microsoft supports reimbursed me, but
yeah, I love it. But on Copilot Studio, how when we talk about consumption and yeah, the prices behind it, we have a lot of companies have a CFO. How can we make him more happy? Is there any FinOps function in Copilot? Oh,
you do have a lot of FinOps option in Copilot Studio, in Copilot as well, in Foundry as well. It's kind of the I think now you need Agent 365 to do it. I haven't kept up to date too much lately with it. Um, I'm waiting until it's a little bit more stable and more features come out to actually read everything, because it's still in evolution. But yeah, you got quite a few tools. I think you got FinOps in M365 in 365 admin. Um, but then again, I really like to have a delegated app or an app registry, which is connected to user subscription and everything, where you're able to look at the information, get it directly live, query it also with an agent. That was actually was my last demo was Agent Lens, where it's like connected to the whole cost management, so the billing, subscription, and everything, and was a reader for the Azure Resource Graph. So and also the the Copilot packages. So you're able to like list all the agents, see what they consume, see how many people are using it, and stuff like that. So it's a little project I have now. Unfortunately, kind of stalled because I don't have enough time for it. But it's something I really want to do for start of September and have it open source.
Mm.
You're going to need Agent 365 subscription because it's APIs which you need it for, but it's going to help you kind of interact with your environment, your DLP, and stuff like that. So um, kind of have everything in one place instead of going to Clarity, Preview, Admin this, Admin that, Teams Admin, Copilot Admin Center, and so on.
Really cool with the project, and yeah, the first project become a showcase. So Microsoft had you a little bit fixed on the showcase stuff, or?
Yeah, I like well with David Warner and his little community, and with also the others, of course. But no, I really liked. It was the first Microsoft community I kind of found, and they accept me for a demo. So I'm very loyal in that way. And plus, I like to do demos behind the screen also in
Mm,
person. But it's
mm.
much easier to kind of get to know how to do demos, how to talk behind the screen. So for anybody listening that actually wants to do demos, highly recommended. The Power Platform community always uh, enjoys having people do cool demos.
Mm.
If you think it's
Yeah,
cool, it's cool.
yeah. I think this is really cool. So I have in every session a rapid fire round. So I ask
Yes,
short questions, and then you give a short answer. Ready?
let's go for it.
Coffee, tea, or energy drink during develop a new agent?
Coffee.
When you have to talk to real people, Teams or Outlook?
Teams.
Your favorite Copilot feature?
Direct line integration.
Oh, good. Uh, your favorite Power Platform capability?
That's a hard one. Uh, HTTP calls, triggers on Power Automate.
Mm. When the Mythbusters come to you and say, Elliot, you are a part of the show, which myth will you bust?
Um, that you cannot reduce AI agent tokens more than you can. You can reduce them a lot.
Yeah, you're living in Switzerland, so what's better, chocolate or chaos fondue?
Oh, cheese fondue all the way.
When Microsoft, let's say Satya come to you and say, "Okay, Elliot, you get all the money and resources to build the next feature on Copilot Studio. What will it be?"
Um, that the agent builds itself with the
Okay.
skills and everything that really like you want to say the workflow, and it builds it by itself on a whole other new level. It creates the skills, it goes and finds in other repos, it takes what's open source, absorbs it, and
Mm,
gives you a proposition.
mm, mm. And the biggest lesson you have learned from enterprise AI?
um it's hard to get people on board until you understand what motivates them.
Mm. When you meet your younger yourself, I say 20 years or so, what will he surprise most about you today?
Um, that I have access to internet, unregulated internet.
Ah, okay. Um, yeah. So cool for this. So let's go to the closing and tell us a little bit about your next projects you plan. You do a little bit deeper as before.
After this podcast, I'm taking a long break, well-deserved
Okay.
long break. But my next project is the Asian Lens, the Asian in M365 Copilot chats, where it's able to help you manage the agents and new tenants, like for an admin. Um, and so far, that's it. Taking a well-deserved break during the summer. That's my big project.
Okay. Finally, who should the next guest here on the MC65 FM podcast, and what question should I ask him, her, you don't afraid of?
Do I get areas of expertise of the people?
Sorry?
Areas of expertise of the people, the next people?
Yeah. What secret question should I ask you? You don't like to ask him or her?
Oh, ooh, I don't like being mean. But I think a good question to ask is how do you differentiate the different AI services? So, like between Agent Builder, Copilot Studio, Foundry, um, like the SDKs and libraries which are available. How do you pick which one to build on?
Mm.
And that's always a difficult one.
And what guest did you expect for this?
Um, that is a good question. Maybe I don't know if you've already had Rafsan on the call.
Rafsan, hi,
Yeah, Husseinov.
no, no, I have asked him sometimes, but I don't get him actually. But I try it again, so I can say Elliot as a good question for you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Elliot, thank you so much for joining me on the MC65 podcast and sharing your experience, especially in Copilot. Um, how you build multi-agent architecture, enterprise rack, and governance and MCP integrations. Yeah, I think this was really cool because we have also heard some real world experience and not all the yeah the fantasy stuff. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Mirko. And if I may just have one last word,
Yeah.
um, build little flows in Power Automate to start and bring it up because you've got some great AI capabilities in Power Automate. If you know how to do calls, HTTP calls, if you know how to integrate prompts, integrate them directly in your flows, analyze the things, try it, see how it goes out, send yourself messages in Teams. Don't get your billing admins on your back. Be slow, be cautious, but do enjoy, do test it, and that is all.
Yeah, yeah, cool. So I think all the people find the links from you in the show notes. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. It was a real pleasure. I really
Thank you for
enjoyed it.
having me.
With so much smile on my face. It was really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me, Mirko. Have a great evening.